Hello, my name is Sekit, and we are playing FTB Revelation. And today, first thing we need to do is do some mining. And to help us out, our backpack's good, but it's been filling up kind of fast. We're gonna see what's involved in a dank. Diamond, we might not have quite enough. Oh, we have enough diamonds. We don't have enough emeralds. And the creative we can't make, but we can make a diamond one. What we're gonna need are 20 diamonds, 20 blocks of coal, and some cyan, I should say, maybe, glass panes. We gotta smelt up a little glass, but these scale. The first one is pretty cheap. You just need red, which you can usually get from poppies, a little bit of redstone, and a bunch of coal. But it has 9 inventory slots, and each slot can hold 128 items, so what would normally be 2 stacks can fit in 1 slot. They scale up from there. Each level adds another row of 9 inventory slots and increases the amount that can be held significantly. The emerald is by far the best, but we don't have steady access to emeralds right now. We can just, oh, let's not craft up too many. Let's put these away. Let's get all of this out of our inventory before we lose all our diamonds to our excitement. And we'll go ahead and craft up Dank. We'll have to look at the controls because I don't know what they are. So Dank null, HUD visibility. I want to be able to see the display. So let's see. Nope, that's not what we want. Okay, we finally figured it out. Here it is. Now I think in this version you have to have something in it. Might not work the way I remember, or might be different. But this will hold like thousands of dirt, for example. So we'll be able to mine for a good long time until our tools wear out. Okay, I did something to it. Don't ask me what. But now, if there's a like item in the Dank, it just picks it up automatically, so that's perfect. Okay, so this is about shift and control, right? Shift and clicking will allow us to enable ore dictionary conversion. So I guess if we get 2 kinds of iron or something, it'll convert all into the same stack. Control clicking changes the extraction mode. We want to extract it all. I say that, we're getting awful full here. Now to deal with our storage problem, we're going to get into storage drawers. And it looks like in this you can make it out of any type of wood. I've even seen treated wood in there, so that's pretty cool. You also may notice I added crafting tweaks to the pack. We need it. What do we make the drawers out of? Is there such a thing as great wood drawers? Let's see. It doesn't look like there's such a thing as great wood drawers. A couple other interesting great wood things. We do have a decent amount of spruce, so I think maybe the spruce is what we'll do. We're gonna make a whole bunch, first of all, of these. We're gonna use a lot of them. Each of these has 4 slots in it. Each slot will hold 8 stacks of something. But we're going to make something with this stuff with them first. We're going to make another type of drawer. It's called a compacting drawer. And it's just pistons, stone, an iron ingot, and any drawer. And what are we missing? We need iron. Okay, that's fine. We'll just do it over here. And we're probably gonna want more than 13. But we'll start with this. It'll be a good start. Okay. Now before we go too much farther, we're gonna want to make a couple of utility items here. We're gonna want to make 2 drawer keys with these upgrade templates and some gold. And we're gonna want to make a book and quill and craft it with one of them to make a quantify key. And let's grab a bunch of iron. So we've got our compacting drawers here. And if I was to click this iron in there, you'll see we get it in the shape of an ingot, a nugget, and a block. And if you shift click, you can see a little GUI here. There's 7 upgrade slots. And an iron ingot, 6 stacks worth of iron ingot we could take out of the drawer is 7 iron blocks or 576 iron nuggets. It'll store all of that in the same place. And you double click and it'll take all of this drawer's, whatever's in it from your inventory and put it in the drawer. Now the drawer key, you can see the little keyholes appearing. These will make it so if I was to take all of the iron out of this drawer could still only accept iron. So once we have this hooked up to an automated crafting system, these won't just get like filled with garbage. The quantify key lets you see how much is in the drawer. So pretty cool. Now the drawer controller, which you make with just any drawer, a diamond, and 2 comparators, turns the whole setup into kind of a multi-block, and this block becomes the brain. So let's grab this and let's say some lead. So I think different versions of this has a different range of drawers that it can reach, but this is easily within it. We take a lead nugget, put it in here. We see we got 9 lead nuggets. Now, if we were to click in here, we would, into the drawer controller, the stack in our hand would go into the drawer. We can also turn the quantify on and off from here. We can turn the lock on and off from here. And if we double right click with an empty hand, it'll take, I don't know why it didn't take this lead, but it took, this must be a different kind. Yeah, this is Railcraft lead. That's why. We'll grind it up and turn it into thermal lead. That'll be fine. So you can pipe in and out of the drawer controller, and we might do that with our processing setup over there. You can also connect this to, I hope, a refined storage system. This is a very early version of refined storage. We could definitely hook it up to an AE2 system for auto crafting. Now these hold, each little section holds 8 stacks. The bigger ones, which are just a chest and planks, these will hold 32 stacks, and there's a little 2-compartment version that holds 16 stacks. So, the less compartments, the more of a single item the drawer will hold. Now we have more than 32 stacks of cobblestone, so we're going to upgrade the one we're going to put our cobblestone in, and I think the one we're going to put our dirt in too. Emerald is twice as good, but like I said, we don't really have a good source of emeralds. Now you just right-click these in here, and then again you can shift-click in the GUI and see what you have. You don't have to. variety of these. You don't have to do the storage upgrade ones in order. You can just skip right to whichever one you have the resources and the desire to use. All right. So now that we're all nice and organized, I want to get into refined storage. It all begins with smelting some nether quartz into silicon. In case you've never seen it before, refined storage is about storing items as digitally on disks and manipulating them, and also manipulating machines like these here, and external inventories like this here. It's really handy. So we've run some power right over here to the middle of the room, which is, I guess, as good a place as any to put this thing. We'll probably end up with machines stretched all along there, and all these forestry machines are gonna go under the bees eventually. The first thing we want to make is a controller. This guy here. Now, we're going to need an advanced processor, and we're going to need raw advanced processors. Processor bindings, at least, are pretty cheap. It's slime and string. And we have string, and I went and raided one of those slime islands, so we've got plenty of slime. Okay, 8 processor bindings. Got an advancement. Fancy. Now we're gonna need a redstone. This is the fancy, the fancy processor. There are a couple different kinds. We're starting to get some silicon. Very cool. So what we do is we craft this up and then we smelt it. Now while we're at it, we ought to make some basic processors and some whatever the kind is with gold. I don't remember. Let's see. Improved, of course. And the basics just with iron. Yeah, kind of get the idea how it goes. We'll throw these in here, smelt them up. And our advanced processor is ready. I don't know what of this stuff is scannable, if any of it, but it's worth finding out. So, quartz enriched iron, that's another thing that we need. It's not hard to make. It's just 3 iron and a quartz. Like so, you have 4 of it. And finally, we'll need a machine casing, more quartz enriched iron. Let's craft this all up. There's our machine casing. There's our controller. Nothing happens in a refined storage system without a controller that's powered. Okay, so what? Can't even, there's a little bit of a GUI, but it doesn't really tell you anything right now. The next thing we're gonna want is a crafting grid. And that's another advanced processor. We'll need a grid, which is we've got improved processors and these construction and destruction cores. The destruction core is just a basic processor and nether quartz. The construction core is glowstone and basic. We'll start with, we're going to need 1 stone for the machine casing. That's where we'll start. Easy enough. And now we're going to make the construction core and the deconstruction core, or the destruction core. Did I already make it? No, I got the wrong material out. That's okay. And that's everything. There's 1 grid. And now we could slap this down. Doesn't really do anything. We can't even put anything in it yet. But we want to immediately upgrade it to a crafting grid. Okay, so we'll get a crafting table, and another advanced processor. Actually, I think we already made it. We did. Just the one advanced processor. Okay. Now this thing here, if we had anything, we might be able to throw it. No, nothing. No buffer. If we had anything in the system, this would allow us to click in and out with JI. We've got our crafting tweaks buttons. Get into what some of this at least does in a little bit. But now we want to put some items in there. So we want, that's a disk manipulator. I want the drive. There it is. Simple. Oh wait, no it isn't. Please tell me I can use a chest here. Okay, very good. Thought we were going to have to go all the way to the end. Would have been unfortunate. Like, we don't have any ender pearls. Okay. We should scan this stuff too. Nice. Okay, we'll put our disk drive down. Now we just need a disk. We're going to start out with the smallest one. We're going to need to make some storage parts, which does not look that hard. Yeah, we've got the parts already. It's just glass, redstone, quartz, enriched iron, and silicon. And then that with a little bit more of the same will get us our storage disk. Now we just throw it right in here. And did you see this go from 0 to 1K? We can now store 1,000 items in here. Awesome. So let's go right to the next kind. 4K uses 3 of the 1K. And go ahead and give that a scan. And then it's the, whoops, we still got to make the 4K storage part. And then, it all kind of rhymes. We will need more basic processors. We can handle that. There we go. We'll scan this. And finally, we'll make our disk. Scan it. Now we'll go up from 1,000 to 5,000 because we're adding another 4,000 items worth of storage, and you see the progress bar, and it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna move a bunch of this stuff from these chests into here. And most of the stuff we had in these chests is now in here. And you can see there's a red light on one of these disks now. This is about half full. This one's only 1,000. It's stored 1,000 items. This one's got 1,547 on. So the next thing we want is access to all of this. Now, we've got a lot of some of this. We don't want to throw all this cobblestone in there, but we do want to craft with it. So we are going to want some cables. And probably 24 would be a real good start. And we're also going to want an external storage. So we'll need another improved processor, probably some more standards. Okay, so another destruction core. Whoops, we're gonna need one glows. You see why we need access to this? Like, we don't want to be running back and forth. We want, okay, that's an exporter. That's not really, okay, there we go. Here's our destruction core. I don't think I've scanned this yet. Throw that in there. We'll make our, well, that's a constructor, but there's our construction core anyway. Scan this guy. And I keep clicking the wrong stuff. We're gonna need, I think we have chests in here. Let's see if I can manage to click on it here. There it is, one external storage. Now this does what you might expect by the name. It connects an external storage to to your system. Now we're going to stick it right there on the drawer controller. We're going to give it a high priority so that whenever anything that's in one of these drawers enters the system, it will, from any point, it will immediately go into the drawers. And now if we look at our crafting grid, we got all our stuff. Next thing we want to make is a pattern grid. This will allow us to program recipes. The pattern isn't hard to make. It's just glass, redstone, quartz enriched iron. Now we're just going to need another grid. Have I scanned one of these? I have not. Here's our grid. I'll bet I haven't scanned this either. Finally, we get our pattern grid. Pop it right down. Now, first thing we're also gonna want to make a crafter. That's right. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. So we've only got, looks like, we do have, those are the RF tools crafters. That's a different thing. So again, advanced processors, construction core, nothing new here. There we go. Now these things cost 2 diamonds, so we gotta be frugal with them for the moment. We're also gonna want the wrench from the mod. I think it looks all fancy. Let's see if we can find it. There it is. Yeah, we just need a little bit more quartz enriched iron. Boy, we're picking up a lot of artifice research. It's really good. And the direction these point make a difference when you have them hooked up to machines. I just want them all facing the same direction with the lights for aesthetic purposes. Each one of these will hold 9 patterns. So let's say we want to teach this thing how to make a pattern. We're going to need a blank pattern first. Oh, that's applied energistics. Regular pattern. Glass, redstone, quartz enriched iron. We just throw it in there. Doesn't want to go in there. Oh, this is the pattern. I'm getting ahead of myself here. We go into our pattern grid here. We put our blank pattern, or it just says pattern, right in this slot. You can put a whole bunch of them in here. And then from either JI or NEI, I don't know which one this is, you can click the recipe in, hit the create button, and it'll give you your pattern. It's not the easiest to see when the pattern is the pattern, but we're also going to have to teach this thing how to make quartz enriched iron. So, of course, we'll have to make another pattern to do that. No, I don't know what I'm thinking. We can just make it from over here. There we go. So, let's make another pattern. Make it up here. See, we don't have any patterns, so we saw crafting, and it'll give us a little preview here. We press start, and we'll get our item. Pretty cool. So we'll put in the recipe for quartz enriched iron. And we're also going to want to teach this thing how to make glass. But I think that's going to have to wait until the next episode. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.